For nothing in palm tree is useless. Know this and know peace today. Most importantly, to ensure that all protective energy from maternal spirit protects her children who are saluted with the appellation of Nwadiane. When they have children, you see that all the maternal spirits will always protect the woman and her children. Wherever they go, you see them thriving. You see them have that protective energy. Because na mama ha. And the husband drank the traditional marriage palm wine. So if for any reason the couple separate in future, the maternal spirit of Ikunne always protect her children because they drank her wine. It is very important, wine. Anya sakwa. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Know about your culture and tradition. Know all the rights that they are supposed to carry out during your Ibanku, during Imego, Ogo Malbogo, Ekwaka, and so on. Ijuese. Know all these things and make sure they are carried out to the latter. This marriage and divorce issue we cease. Domestic violence we cease. Because I believe that a man who drinks the traditional palm wine during the Ibanku will respect you a lot. He will know the extent family, friends, relatives came to partake in that traditional marriage. Or the one easy, or the ofele. So ensure that everything is done to completion. Like in Oka. Ibu okuku onye ụwa is very spiritual. You ensure that everything is done. It's a native emir. Ensure that everything is done. You give the people that you are supposed to give their share according to custom. You give them theirs. Ndị nne, ndị nna, ụmụada, ndị ikolobia, ụmụazị. Give them their shares. I've seen a situation whereby, because of lack of money, they say they are not going to give umunna their own share of maybe carton of wine, beer, cola nut, and the rest. That later they will come back and do that. And they went away, relaxed. No, that they have done what they are supposed to do because they don't have money for this one, it can wait. Do you know that in that marriage, the woman was just giving birth to female? She had about 5. At a point, she got tired and said she's no more giving birth. The husband became worried. When he now called his senior brother and narrated that he doesn't know what is happening, that the wife keeps giving birth to female children, does it mean that he will not have any male to represent him when he's gone? The elder brother sat him down and started asking him questions. And asked him, during the marriage rites, did you perform everything? He said, yes. He said, are you sure? For those of you who neglect those group of people and think they are irrelevant, spiritually they stand for something. Ụmụnna, ndị nne, ụmụ ikolobịa, ụmụ agbọghọbịa. As above, so below. Take note. So what happened? He now remembered that he forgot to give the ụmụnna their own share. The brother now counseled him to go and do that. That is not yet late. And he should apologize for the delay. He went and did all this. And before the year ran out, the wife took in again and she gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. You see, that act alone opened up the portal for male children to start coming in. This is not a superstitious belief. An oversight can cost you a lot during your traditional marriage rite. know that it is spiritual. It is a spiritual occasion. While you are partaking in it physically, know the spiritual aspect, know the spiritual side of Igbanku. It is not everybody that knows it. When you are conducting your traditional marriage ceremony, you are inviting your ancestors, their spirit guides in your family, because every family have the ancestral guides that protect them. They are Alusi Ugugu, Udo Ngene. They have all these, but because of Christianity, you have neglected that aspect. You have neglected that. You think everything is demonic and fetish. Continue. Eh? So those ones are the ones that you are signaling that your child, either your male or female, is going out to get hooked with another woman or another man. They want to live their life together. Come and go with them. Come and bless them. Come and protect them. It signifies a whole lot. Know this today and know peace. It is not everything you modernize it or you import Western culture into it. After all, the white wedding you people are copying, it is their own traditional marriage. In their Western civilization, why would you copy that? I see a lot of our women, they wear wedding gown, white wedding gown all over the place. But you don't know. Have you asked yourself questions? This is exactly what imported Christian religion have done, the damage they have done in our communities and in Igbo land. Our people cannot differentiate from their left from their right. Even our traditional Igwes, traditional institutions, they don't know their work. They don't know their function. What do? Can't people have these traditional marriages and have their certificate to back it up? Why can't we implement this? Must it always be in the church that you are giving marriage certificate or in the court or wherever? Traditionally, it belongs to us, Igbanku. Why not give the certificate on that day, endorsed by government and the rest of it? It's not as if our traditional rulers don't know what to do. They know. But some of them are ignorant. You call yourself a custodian of tradition and culture, yet you are not making impact with it. You are just stale. You are not making any improvement. If there are places that need upgrade, why don't you upgrade? If there are ones that are outdated or you feel is not beneficial to mankind, why not remove it? Some of them, they want to have that sense of belonging. They import their Christian mentality, Christian whatever doctrine into the traditional institution, causing problem everywhere. When it's time for you to perform some certain rites or rituals for the progress of the community or during the marriage ceremony, you start bringing imported Christian doctrine and behavior into what has been instituted before you were born. I want you to know today that pouring away your marriage palm wine connotes rejection. So, if for any reason the couple separate in future, the maternal spirit of Ikwunne always protects her children because they drank her wine. It is for this reason that our ancestors declared, "Oso chuba nwata, obana n'ikwunne ya." It is for the reason of Igbanku that the spirits of Ikwunne are very quick to defend Enwadiani. You will not have problem. This means that Igbanku, whose core is the movement of the horn of palm wine from father through his daughter or to her proposed husband, is spiritual root designed for her children to give them their full spiritual right at their Ikwunne and before their Nnochie. So every step, every process during the Igbanku traditional ceremony means a lot. It connotes a lot spiritually. If the man you call your husband pour away your traditional palm wine, it means your children have no place spiritually in their mother's land. And like everything spiritual, over time, humans will also begin to manifest this rejection. With the way this generation is going, the refuge available to Madiana at their Ikunne will soon become history. And know this, that the same flippant, light-brained women who rejoice when their husband, when their man poured away their own palm wine would turn around in future and exclaim, how did things get this bad? When you start having it bad. Obrozifi bunobi na amazing at that marriage. The marriage now, it's not your expectations that is being fulfilled. It is no longer a bed full of roses. You begin to lament. You begin to lament when you were there and he poured away the palm wine. You are rejoicing. Hey, hey, you know, they would have poisoned me. So person that came back from Malaysia, he drank palm wine and he died 1 week, 2 weeks after his wedding. Do you know how it happened? Do you know the cause? If you are that afraid, do you know there are solutions to this so that you stop being afraid? Do you know? So we really don't have to denigrate what we have. Rather, we should strive to improve on it. We should strive to put protective measures for our culture and tradition not to be destroyed, either ignorantly or deliberately. Understand that what is happening among these ignorant women and men today in Alibo is a sublime attack on the once precious, priceless marriage institution of Ndibo. When you want to destroy a team, begin with its spiritual foundation. Are you listening? If you want to destroy something, begin with its spiritual foundation. That was why when the invaders came, the imperialists, they surveyed everywhere. How could they overcome these people? They found out that family is the core essence of the African man. They started with family. They started uprooting, division, taking people away forcefully for slave trade. Have you seen it? Even when they came again with under disguise as missionaries, they targeted the women because they know that the women hold the family together. They converted our women. Our women now went to churches, and that is where the problem began. They started attacking their husband. You must come with me to the church. Oh. Stop going to Gugu Shrine. Stop going to this place. Stop praying to ancestors. Stop communing with them. This and that. Before you know it, the man has been converted. He now becomes a Christian. That is what they do. They attack the core spirituality. What did they even do too? When they came, they took away our deities. What we stand for. What we believe in. Our core essence. The society became desolate. Igbo society. Everyone is confused. Nobody knows their left from their right. They became blind spiritually. That is why physically they begin to accept all types of indoctrination, all types of mental slavery. Let me not digress, but know it today that when you want to destroy a team, begin with its spiritual foundation, and the rest will crumble on its own like a pack of cards. This is what happens when you pour away the traditional palm wine. When you pour away your traditional cup of palm wine, it means you are saying, I do not. You don't want the woman. But if you drink it wholeheartedly, before your would-be wife, before her family, before the spiritual guides, Mona Mado. That is it. So if you answer, if you drink that palm wine, it means you accept fully. You have accepted, and that marriage will be blessed. It will be blessed. Take it to the bank. It is not as if you not have challenges, but those challenges you have, together you both can overcome. You will always find a way to make it work. You always find a way to please your partner, and your partner will please you too. You always live in harmony, in peace, in unity, and in progress. I will advise that men and women should wake up. Intending and prospective couples should wake up. Stop pouring away your traditional palm wine. Stop denigrating your culture and tradition. Stop. It doesn't tell well of you. Go to other tribes. In fact, go and do your research. You see how you see how proud they are to showcase their culture and tradition during their traditional marriage ceremony. There is even a tribe then that before they marry wife, the man will come and lie down naked. And he will receive some strokes of cane. If he withstand the pain, that means he can withstand anything in marriage. And if he withstands that pain, he will rise up triumphantly and go ahead and take his wife. You might say it's barbaric, but that is their culture, that is their tradition. And it's still being done till date. It is what makes your tradition colorful. It is what makes it spiritual. It is what makes it original. It is what makes it authentic. You really don't have to put your culture down, your tradition down. If there are aspects of it you don't understand, please ask questions. Ask questions. Maka na onye ajụjụ adịefu ụzọ. Onye na-ajụ ajụjụ adịefu ụzọ. Onye njem na-aka onye isi awọ mma. Because you travel out and see than staying in one place and grow your gray hair. If you travel out, you will learn. Our people, most of them are timid. Some are ignorant. You stay in one place and assume you know everything. Make your research, make your findings. Why is it? Why do we even use that palm wine? Why do we use the palm wine? Why not a Five Alive? Why not a red wine? Why not champagne? Those ones I mentioned, they belong to other people and their culture. I hope you understand. But the one that is indigenous to us is that palm wine. From the palm tree, very fruitful tree, very spiritual tree, a multi-purpose tree. Not today that it has spiritual implication. Pouring away your marriage wine has spiritual implication, and it is one of the deadliest effects on the unborn children who, known as Nwadiani, Umundiani, or Nwadiani as some will call it. They will not be guaranteed the usual protection maternal spirits are supposed to offer to Nwadiani. That law of also Chubanwata, Obanani Kunneya, will not apply to the children born to a woman whose groom poured away her wine in the presence of Ohamad Noramwa. The spirits of the maternal homeland will not recognize such union, and over time, maternal people will begin to develop cold feet towards such children. The reason most misinformed Igbo Christians with all-powerful God refuse to drink their bride's palm wine is fear, ujo, the fear of being poisoned to death by a man who probably follows a powerless God. Now, if you are afraid that you'll be poisoned, I have a solution for you today. There is something you can do to avoid that from happening. What you should do if you are afraid of being poisoned during your traditional marriage. In fact, let me ask some questions before I tell you what you should do. Why would somebody from your bride's family want to poison you? A total stranger who has come to marry their daughter. Is there anything you are dragging, or is there any contest between you and them? Another question. If that person has such power as to poison the palm wine from a distance just to punish the bride, Why didn't they kill the bride, who is their own daughter, or deform her in any way or the other to prevent you from marrying her? Why wait to kill a stranger who has no issue with you? Another question, how come the poison does not kill the bride's father or uncle who drinks from the same cup? That poison does not kill the bride but goes to kill the groom. Is the poison indocid, or are you a rat that is being hunted to kill? Another question, if you cannot trust this family you are marrying into with your life, why did you go there in the first place to marry their daughter? Invariably, it will make you one of them. So is your wife not from the same bloodline? Another question, do you think that poisoning a drink in broad daylight is very easy? Do you think that poisoning a drink in broad daylight, do you think it's easy? I want to ask you again, you that is Mr. Fiefie or Tojo. Do you think that poisoning the drink is the only way to kill a man, especially somebody that is afraid? Do you not know that any man who has such capacity can as well kill you in your office or poison you the moment you step into their compound or their premises? So why aren't you talking about poisoning the wedding cake from a distance? Why must it be the palm wine? Ama ndị be ya na-echekwa echiche. A sị na alụ gbaa ihe nwa gbaa arọ, ọ bụrụzie ajọ ife, ọ bụrụ normal something. So why can't the evil man or woman poison wedding cake? I know they poison wedding cake. Oh. I know they do that. But can it be poisoned from a distance? That is the question. So why is this emphasis on our natural palm wine? Why is it on nkwenu anyị? I hope you are thinking. I hope you are reflecting on these questions. Another question, do you now see that you are just being brainwashed with the seed of fear planted in your head by those who wish to destroy the Igbo marriage institution the same way they destroyed others? Can you see that? Are you thinking now? Ponder on the questions that I asked. Reflect on them. Logical thinking. Logical reasoning. That is what I want. So you should know today that people peddling those stories, that if you don't pour away your marriage palm wine, that they will poison you. They are the ones destroying the Igbo marriage institution. Yes, I'm telling you this categorically. Why? Why must it be our Igbo palm wine? Why? A palm wine that can be bottled and brewed and will be sold in the market. Don't you know how valuable our palm wine is? Very natural. Don't you know that is a source to generate income, to build up the GDP of our country? Don't you know? If it's being brewed and bottled, don't you know our traditional palm wine will go places? Even people will start rejecting those chemical alcohol content. They will start rejecting it. Anyway, enough of the questions. Now, let me tell you the ways to protect yourself against any real or imagined threat from poisoning. That is when you're afraid that your marriage palm wine will be poisoned. Let me tell you ways you can avoid that. So you don't end up fooling yourself. So you don't end up pouring it away and rejecting your wife spiritually and physically. Because now I think I've explained enough to you for you to understand the implication. It means you are rejecting the wife, the woman. You are saying, I do not, in the English context, I do not want to marry you. So, number one, ujo, fear causes a lot of havoc. You need to do what? Jettison your fear. Jettison your fear, because your fear can kill you. Most negative energies are projected successfully in a state of fear or anger. Fear of the unknown. Before you know it, you become a victim because your state of mind is not balanced. You don't know what you are doing. You can be pushed. You can be manipulated. And negative things will happen to you. So remove fear. That's the first thing to do. That's the first solution. Remove fear. The second is, the easiest way to overcome fear is to revert to ordinary and omenani Igbo. Once you embrace Igbo spirituality, ordinary, you will know peace. You will know that, in fact, you will not be afraid of any man or any woman. The moment you begin to practice ordinary as a way of life, you stop living a life of fear. Yes, I have accompanied many of my ordinary friends to marriage, to traditional marriages, and the groom pouring away their marriage wine was never contemplated. I didn't encourage that to happen because we believe that we are one, we have aligned with nature. And your ancestors are with you, they go with you. So number 2, bụrụ onye ọdịnala ka iwe mmalụ na onwere ife a na-atụ egwu. You are the son of the soil, you are the daughter of the soil. Why will you be afraid? If you practice ordinary as a way of life, you stop living a life of fear. Number 3, tell yourself that 1 cup of wine you will drink, that your bride will offer you, will not kill you. You know what I mean by tapping? Tap yourself. Jilaka gị tete nya bụ nkwụ. Jilaka gị, ọbụna ị ga-ali enu, ọbụna onwe diochi trust, you trust the palm wine tapper. Go directly to the person. Make sure you are the one that brings it. Come with it, and when it's time for your bride's father to bless her palm wine, to hand that cup of palm wine to you that you came with, allow him to use that particular palm wine you came with. Let him use it for prayers, to God offer for you, and hand to his daughter to bring to you. That is what people do these days to avoid stories that touch, to avoid bastardizing the Igbo traditional marriage institution. Bring the wine with you. Bring it with you. Bring it, even you, the sister, or the brother to the sister that is getting married. Do it for your sister. Bring that special cup of wine, palm wine, for the bride and groom. That is being protective to avoid had I known. Number 4, you can use a non-transparent cup for the wine, for the palm wine, for obvious reason. Or use the horn of Atu, because the horn of Atu neutralizes poison. Mpiatu. Nwere ife ọbụla dị ka nsị na-agafe na ya. Agbanye nya umebisie nya. So you use the horn of a cow or a god. When I talk about cow, it's Igbo cow, Efi Igbo, or a god, or any non-transparent material. So that even if they project anything or whatever you feel they drop in it, you will see it. But with Mpiatu, you are covered. If you use it to pour the palm wine, it will neutralize any poison. This is a spiritual knowledge that I'm giving out. Number 5, always drop a little of that drink in libation to the land and your ancestors, Ndichie. Even to the ancestors of whose daughter you have come to marry before you drink the rest. Tụọ mmanya afọ naanị, tụọ ya naanị. Ịtụọ ya naanị. Aja ani ewolugo. Aja ani bunu, aja ani be nke nwaanyị fe ewolugo. Onwere ife ga-eme ka ndị ichie kweke ihe mee gị. Any poison will become meaningless the moment you do this. This is a common practice among all Black Africans. You see some Africans, before they eat, they give out first to their Ndiche, their ancestors. They give out first to their spirit guides. Do you think they are stupid? Even though it bonds them with their ancestors and their spiritual guide. Do you also know the other meaning of it? So once you do this, any poison is rendered neutral. It's neutralized, meaningless. Number 6, you have to come prepared with anti-poison substance. If you believe that you will be poisoned, jee chọta anti-poison. We have a lot of them. Go and meet dibias who are good in that. They will give you antidote to poison. So, you have it ready in your mouth before or after you drink the palm wine, if you feel you are going to be poisoned. So, I say you should come prepared with that anti-poison. We have a lot of them. If you don't know where to get it, go and contact a dibia that is very active in doing that anti-poison. So you have it ready in your mouth. There are some seeds that are even anti-poison. If you know them, if you know about your culture and tradition, you will know all this. So if we can porugodi n'ọnụ tupu I wee ṅụọ that palm wine, or mgbe ị ṅụchara the palm wine, eme gịnị? You take the anti-poison, whichever one, since you are afraid. Number 7, do not sit far away from your father-in-law and the bride. You see, when the woman will start dancing around with that palm wine, cup of palm wine, and you'll be far away, you go and hide yourself. Anything can happen, yes. I'm not saying that you cannot be poisoned through that palm wine. But I'm telling you about the safety precautions, the safety steps to take to prevent all those things from happening. So what do? You don't sit far away. Sit close to your father-in-law. And the bride, you wouldn't even bother herself doing that catwalking, unnecessary catwalk through the crowd. That people will become excited. They will say, hey, Anachadia, bring for me, I am your husband. The bride will say, no, you are not my husband. I am still looking for my husband. So better to save your life, sit close, so that once the father hands over the cup of palm wine to her, she will come immediately, directly to you. And you drink it, no biocha, without pouring it away, and complete everything spiritually and physically to be sealed. Number 8, well, you really need to be careful. Stop being afraid. If you are that afraid, once you receive the drink from your bride, hand it to your father or give it to your uncle who is seated beside you to drink on your behalf or on behalf of the family. Now, if you are afraid, this will solve a whole lot of problem. It may not be the best solution, but it is better than pouring away your bride's palm wine and signaling that you reject her. Well, I want to advise the bride, if after this advice and options given to your groom, and he still proceed to pour away your palm wine, just know that the man is a guy man who is marrying you for other hidden reasons and does not want you to be spiritually connected, to be spiritually yoked together with the spirits of your land. So if the man pours away your palm wine, please tell your people that you are no longer marrying him again. Yes, tell your people, say you no do again. I'm telling you this so that you will not be put into trouble in the future. Tell him that you are not marrying again, except he does what? Drinks your palm wine, because if he pours it away, it means he's rejecting you. Are you listening? So that is it. You tell your people that you are not marrying again. So the man will know that you know about your culture and tradition. So your man will accept to do things the way it should be done. I have an advice for the father of the bride. You have to counsel your son-in-law ahead of time that you will not tolerate it if he pours away the traditional marriage palm wine. So he will know that he will drink it, because pouring it away connotes that he's rejecting your daughter. You have to know this today and know peace. You do everything possible to avert that marriage palm wine being poured away out of ignorance or out of deliberate acts. Well, so for some of you that don't know this and their marriage palm wine were poured away, I am sorry. But I will try to look for a solution to help you people rectify this mistake. It is a costly spiritual and physical mistake, which I will not advise any man or woman to do. Make sure that your husband drinks your marriage palm wine. It brings blessing, fruitfulness, protection. It makes the marriage to last. It seals and bonds both families spiritually. Your in-laws, you will not have any problem. You will see your husband as your part of yourself. In fact, you see each other as one. You bond, you unify. I hope that you have learned something from this topic, pouring away your marriage palm wine. Next time, we will talk about another topic. This is me, Dibia Nwangwu Chendo, signing off. Bye.